All right, here is my updated division circuit. 6 digits in for the divisor and dividend, as well for the output we have, of course, the 6 digits, and then also 5 decimal places. It doesn't do remainder; it does decimal places. So what's changed between version 1 and version 2 is the way in which it actually subtracts the divisor from the dividend. So what I was doing in version 1 is each of these rows is a subtractor and then a compare circuit. So you start with the divisor, and then you check if that's larger than the dividend. And if it's not, then you subtract the divisor from the dividend and send that that result into the next row, and you check if the divisor is larger than the result of the previous one, and you do that over and over all the way down. And if the divisor minus however many, or I mean, if the dividend minus however many divisors that it's been subtracted with are basically however many times it comes out, it sends a result into this line, which is your quotient, and then the remainder comes out the bottom. So we're using a whole bunch of subtractors. Now, I'm not amazing at Redstone, and my subtractor is a little bit slow, especially with the carry, because it's a ripple carry. I have been looking into cancel carries, which is what I'm going to do with my next one, because it'll help make the current design, version 2, even faster for version 3. But I have not built any cancel carries yet. So this is a ripple subtractor. It's basically the circuit I'm using right here. And it is quite slow. So right here we have the result of 145 divided by 26 to 5 decimal places. So that's 5.57692. And with this device, you can see this is the clock right here. Look how long that clock is. It is very, very slow because you're waiting for all of those ripples, all of those carry ripples to go through each and every one of those subtractors all the way down the line, and then carry that all the way back up to the front. And it's really slow. So to calculate 145 divided by 26 to 5 decimal places took 3 minutes and 43 seconds. And imagine if we had a number that took each one of these, because it uses the fast clock right up until it actually starts doing math. So the fast clock loads the digits into the actual divisor circuit. So it jumps really fast, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then the slow clock starts where it's actually doing math. And each of these requires the slow clock. With the new version, you will see that the slow clock is much shorter. It's like half the length. Compare that to that. There is no comparison. So of course, it still takes the same amount of time to load the digits into the divisor, but after that, the slow clock is much faster. So to calculate 145 divided by 26 to 5 decimal places took 2 minutes. So we shaved almost a minute and 45 seconds off, almost 2 full minutes. Literally cut the time pretty much in half. And you can visually see that by the fact that the slow clock is half the length. Now, I could make it faster because we're still waiting on some ripples through these subtractors down here. But the rest of it, the difference between this one and that one is that we're using addition. And my addition circuit which is right here, this is one of them, is a lot smaller and requires a lot fewer steps than my subtraction circuit. It is still ripple carry, not cancel carry. So like I said, my next version will have cancel carry, but it's a lot faster. So now we're only waiting for the ripple carry through one set of subtractors instead of 9 sets of subtractors. So also I made the input a lot nicer. You have these little things here so you can actually see what's going in. 145, that's the dividend, divided by 26, that's the divisor. So let's clear this out and give it a run. So, oh, I forgot to explain how this works. Is instead of subtracting the divisor from the dividend in each row, we're adding the divisor into itself and then checking if it's larger than the dividend, and then sending the last one in which it's smaller than the dividend to the subtractor to be subtracted from the dividend. I know I'm saying the words divisor and dividend a lot, but basically that one is doing a lot of subtractions and sending the result out, and this one is doing a bunch of additions and then only one subtraction, because the additions are faster than the subtractions, at least with my circuit. So we have cleared all of these. Now let's just watch some pretty lights and see it go. So we already have them loaded, 26 down there, 145 up here, and start. What it's doing up there is indexing. This is all a whole long line of basically memory units, and it just indexes them to the left one at a time. So now we wait for the slow clock. Currently we have 14 divided by 26 is 0 with a remainder of 26. Now we have 145 divided by 26, which is going to be 5 with a remainder of 15. And we'll see that 5 appear right over here. Boop, there's the 5. Now you can see down here, you can actually see the ripple happening. That's the subtraction ripple. And if I had a cancel carry subtractor, I wouldn't have to wait for that. You see it happening right there. See it? Womp, womp, womp. It's rippling real slow like. So if you don't know anything about cancel carry, basically what it does is instead of carrying the carry digit over into the next unit after you've done the whole subtraction, what it does is it pre-calculates the carry to see if there will be one, and then automatically sends them in to each of the subsequent ones. And it's called cancel carry because anytime you have an addition, say, that will be larger than 2 digits using whatever base number system you're using. If it's going to be larger than 2 digits, which means you have a carry, then it creates a carry signal and sends it out through all of the rest of the additions. And if you have in one addition or one adder a sum that will be smaller than 2 digits, meaning that or a sum plus 1 which will be smaller than 2 digits, meaning that it can absorb a carry without creating a carry itself, then you have cancel carry. And then so that's all pre-calculated. All right, so now you can see we have the result here. Quite slow still. I was going to say fast. It's not fast at all. This is very slow. But version 2 is definitely a lot faster than version 1. And also, one little fun thing about this one is that you have 3 very distinct layers. I kind of like that. So we have the dividend being carried all the way across the top. That's just being used for carrying. And then it goes down to the bottom to the subtractors. So the top section is just the compare. The middle section is where it's actually adding the divisor into itself, and then the bottom just carries the result over into the final subtractor. So all I should need to do to make this so much faster than it is right now is to just have some cancel carry adders and subtractors instead of ripple adders and subtractors. So that'll be my next task. I finally wrapped my head around how cancel carry works, because it was just so foreign to me. Because I understood binary cancel carry, because you just have 1 and 0, and then you just send the 1 over to the next one. But doing hex cancel carry to me was so confusing, because I just didn't make the connection that all you need to worry about is the difference between 1 digit and 2 digits. That's it. You don't have to worry about anything else. And I just couldn't wrap my head around that. But finally I got it. So that'll be my next project. But this video is already 11 minutes long, so suppose I should probably end it here. It's so pretty. Look at it. 5.57692 is the result of 145 divided by 26. Took 2 minutes and 1 second to calculate. Magical.